If I told you that your brain is being trained every day, not for greatness, but for distraction, would you believe me? Every notification, every short video, every time you switch between apps, you think you're only losing a few seconds. But you may be losing something much bigger. Your ability to focus deeply. And in a world where almost everyone is distracted, the person who can sit down and work with full concentration already has an unfair advantage. That's why some people learn faster, create better, and move ahead in life. Not because they're more talented, but because they can do what most people can't anymore. Stay focused long enough to do deep work. And once you understand the science behind that, you'll never look at distraction the same way again. Welcome to Psychology of Greatness. If you've ever sat down to do something important, only to check your phone for a second, and suddenly 30 minutes disappear, this video is for you. Because the real problem isn't laziness. It's that modern life is training your brain to avoid depth. And the people who rise above that are the ones who build extraordinary lives. Section 1: Why Focus Feels So Hard Today. A lot of people think focus should come naturally. But the truth is, your brain becomes good at what it practices. If you constantly switch between tasks, your brain becomes better at switching. If you constantly chase novelty, your brain starts craving novelty. And that's exactly what most people do all day. One tab, one message, one scroll, one notification. Then back to work. It seems harmless. But over time, your brain learns a dangerous pattern. Hard work feels uncomfortable. Distraction feels like relief. And once that becomes automatic, focus starts to feel painful. That's why even 5 minutes of serious work can suddenly feel exhausting. Not because the task is impossible, but because your mind has been trained to escape. Section 2: The Hidden Enemy, Attention Residue. There's a powerful psychological idea behind this. Attention residue. When you switch from one task to another, part of your attention stays stuck on the last thing. So even when you come back to work, you're not fully back. Your body is there, but your mind is split. That's why people can spend hours working and still get almost nothing meaningful done. You were active, but not deep. Busy, but not effective. And this is the trap. Most people think they need more time. But what they really need is more uninterrupted focus. Section 3: What deep work really is. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on something mentally demanding. Not shallow work. Not fake productivity. Not looking busy. Real work. The kind that builds skill. The kind that creates results. The kind that changes your future. This is where great ideas are created, difficult learning happens, real progress is made, and greatness is built. And in a world full of distraction, deep work becomes rare. And because it becomes rare, it becomes valuable. That means focus is no longer just a habit. It's a competitive advantage. Section 4: Why most people quit too early. Have you ever started working, and after just a few minutes, you feel restless, bored, uncomfortable? That's where most people quit. They think, I'm not in the mood. I can't focus right now. I'll do it later. But here's the truth. Focus usually comes after resistance, not before it. You don't wait to feel focused. You push through the first few uncomfortable minutes. And then your brain starts settling in. That deep state where time disappears. Where your mind locks in. Where your best work happens. That state is earned. And the reason most people never experience it is because they leave too soon. They escape before the brain can adapt. And that's why the discomfort at the beginning is not a sign to stop. It's the doorway. Section 5, Distraction is killing greatness. One of the most dangerous things about distraction is that it looks normal. Just one quick check. One short scroll. One small break. But small distractions repeated every day can slowly destroy your ability to think deeply. And that matters more than people realize. Because your future is not built by random bursts of motivation. It's built by your ability to stay with what matters when your brain wants escape. That's the real psychology of greatness. Greatness is not always about being the smartest. It's about controlling your attention when everyone else is losing theirs. Section 6, How to Train Deep Work. If you want to rebuild your focus, start with these 3 rules. 1. Work in focused blocks. Give yourself 45 to 60 minutes. One task only. No phone. No switching. No random checking. 2. Remove distractions before you begin. Close unnecessary tabs. Silence notifications. Clear your space. Don't sit down to work. Sit down to do one specific thing. 3. Stay through the discomfort. The first few minutes may feel hard. That's normal. Don't escape too early. Because if you stay with the task, your brain starts adjusting. And that's when deep focus begins. Most people think success comes from doing more. More hustle. More hours. More effort. But in a distracted world, success often comes from doing less. With more depth. The people who create extraordinary results are not always the most talented. They are the ones who can stay focused long after everyone else has mentally checked out. And that's what makes deep work so powerful. Because once you learn to control your attention, you become very hard to stop. So the real question is not, do you have potential? The real question is, can you protect your focus in a world designed to steal it? Because if you can, you already have an advantage. Most people will never build. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Psychology of Greatness for more powerful insights on discipline, success, and the mindset behind elite performance. And remember, your future is built where your focus goes.